Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. Shopify is there to help you grow. Shopify helps you sell everywhere, from their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system. Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms, and sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. What I love about Shopify is how no matter how big you want to grow, Shopify gives you everything you need to take control and take your business to the next level. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S., and Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's award-winning help is there to support your success every step of the way. Because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
All right, welcome back to the Chicago Tomahawk. I'm Mike. I'm a line mate, Matt, with me. We are going to be, we're live streaming this. All right, everybody. Happy Saturday night. The Blackhawks have lost their past 3 games. Me and Matt are going to get into that. We're going to get into some NHL news. We're going to talk about Seth Jones. We're going to talk about the Red Wings getting a new coach. Ovi's back. Going to talk about Auston Matthews and some old vintage hockey talk. We'll go over what Fedorov. So to start off, Blackhawks have lost their last 3 games. Kind of coincides with Jones coming back into the lineup, man. And this is kind of what I hate about getting a guy back into the lineup, because the Blackhawks have been on an up and down road, down more than it's been up. And they were finally getting production out of more than that Reichel Maroon line. And Bedard was putting up points pretty consistently. And the defense was playing pretty decent, man. And actually, we went on a small winning streak, but Jones comes back in, and it seems to have messed up the chemistry with the team, to be honest with you. And in that first game, he looked like he had concrete in his boots. I don't know if he needed or needs more conditioning, or if he's playing with a lingering injury right now, because the Hawks aren't going anywhere. So if he's playing with a lingering injury, I don't know why. If he is not playing with a lingering injury and his conditioning is not up to par, I don't understand why he's in the lineup, because he should be working on that before he came in. What have you noticed most about seeing Seth Jones since he's come back?
Yeah, it seems like maybe they rushed him a little bit to come back. And, it's kind of weird on a 3-game winning streak. You wouldn't want to change much. Yeah. Same with Mrazek. I think they threw him in net too. And he's been pretty solid here as a Hawk. But, since he's come back, even Troy Murray on the radio was saying, like, man, Mrazek did not look himself. It looks like it's going to take him a while to bounce back. And same with Jones. I notice him, he's getting caught flat-footed a lot. I see clips all the time of guys beating him. It's like he's a highlight reel on the wrong end of it, And I don't know, it seems like he lost a step, and he's having a hard time recovering. Guys are blowing by him, and I feel bad for Vlasic, because Vlasic looked good in those 3 wins. He was scoring good plus minus, and last night was brutal. I think he was at -4. And I don't know. I thought if Jones is not 100%, there's no reason to rush him. But, he's making, 9.5? So
yeah,
they want him out there because they're paying him the big bucks. So yeah. I don't know what you do at this point. I wish the kids could play. I loved the way they had it. The winning streak was, everybody looked like they were on the same page. They looked very sloppy last night. They were getting, bashed by pretty much everybody on X. Ryan Whitney was even throwing shots, and Davidson was getting shots thrown at him. Like, what the hell is this guy building over here? Buffalo just lost 1,000 games in a row. And of course, they look like the 97 Red Wings against the Blackhawks. So they better figure it out soon.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised. I don't know if it was the ice, but it seemed like guys were what?
It was a holiday break, man. You're chilling, not thinking about it, and then you got to go back to work. And those games are always the toughest.
Yeah,
you get that little break, and unfortunately, one team's going to get hammered, and it was us. And Buffalo looked amazing. And they're a horrible team.
Yeah. So, they had. There was like moments where they were like leaving the puck behind. They were going for shots and like missing the puck, missing passes. Like it was.
Bedard missed one yesterday, which. He took a cross ice pass. I forgot who made it. It was a great pass, and Connor shot it right into the chest. Usually he gets rid of that thing and like, boom, gone, top shelf, another goal, and it just took him a while to get rid of it. Everybody was off a step. So hopefully, before this Winter Classic, they don't embarrass themselves like that because there's going to be a lot of eyes watching.
Oh man, it's almost like. Like the Winter Classic's coming, and you're like, oh man, this isn't going to be pretty. I really hope that they put up a good effort, for the Winter Classic. I think it's a bit of somewhat of a distraction of like what they're trying to do, but this is a good experience for a lot of these kids to go out there and have some fun. But by all means, I hope that it's competitive. They're playing a Blues team that is much better than the Sabres. And they're trying to make some noise.
Yep.
And it could get ugly quick. So hopefully they can pull it together. Have you noticed anything? Kocinski doesn't have any points, man, but he seems to be playing pretty decently well. He's had a couple plays against him that could have been better, and he could have made a couple better decisions. But I think that he seems more confident than he was last year. And to be honest with you, I think that they should move him up in a pairing. Maybe I'm a big fan of him playing with Nolan Allen, but I would like to maybe even have him on a line with Vlasic.
Yeah, I don't. What was yesterday? Was that Vlasic and Jones again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that one. I don't like Vlasic and Murphy. That makes no sense. Yeah, Nolan Allen.
They play Korchinski with Murphy.
Yeah, or like you said, Nolan Allen. I'd like to see the guys grow together and develop some chemistry of, he's always over there and it's something I can, remember. Like if I'm ever caught, I know I got Allen to get my back and stuff like that. Because Korchinski does pinch a lot. He kind of leaves his guys to dry sometimes. So, yeah, I'd like a Nolan Allen, Vlasic. I would have went back to the same lineup with that win streak. I'd get Vlasic, and I believe it was Vlasic paired up with, was it Korch?
No. I don't remember being paired with Korch. They even had Korch paired with TJ Brody at one point.
Yeah, that guy needs to sit. It's not working, dude. Yeah, he's bad. Let a kid play. Call up Phillips or something. I mean, the kid, even Kaiser.
Well, they sent down Kaiser because Jones came up.
Yeah, Brody, I don't understand how this guy plays. It's like back in the day when Q would put in Michael Roosevelt. Dude, the guy gets beat every shift. Like, Q, why are you making this difficult? We should be blowing these guys out of the water,
Yeah. He loved playing Roosevelt, man.
And he hated Leddy, and it still haunts me because Leddy was such a beast. I thought he's still playing. I think he's on the Blues. I think we're probably going to face him.
Oh, great.
Such a good defenseman. A good, solid two-way guy. They want him to be a puck mover, but, he's kind of a steady middle guy. He'll do
now
both.
He is. He was a puck mover back then.
Yeah, I like Leddy, and I know Q hated the young guys, and, it's the opposite with these coaches. They like the old guys, it's kind of the same. They like these, like, Brody guys. He brings nothing, no value to the team. Waste of a spot. Yeah, I always hear he's such a good locker room guy. These types of players, the Davidson locker room guys. How many do we need?
Yeah.
How many voices do we need? I want to... Foligno, yeah, cool. We know you're good. You're a good locker room guy. Score a fucking goal. Let's go.
Yeah.
And same with Brody. Make a play. Stop a goal from happening. You're a defender. Don't pinch. Don't turn the puck over. You're showing these old guys got to show the young guys the way. I feel like they're worse. And it's not. It's showing now.
Do you think that it's just time to let these kids just figure out their own way?
I thought we were doing that.
Yeah.
We had Korch up, Frankie's up, and he's good. He's not scoring. I know he got an assist. I think it was 2 games ago against Minnesota.
Yeah.
He's looking good. And I like that they're keeping the same lineup. They're giving him the same. I think he was with Taylor Hall and Foligno, actually. And they're playing, and they're developed. You got to develop the chemistry. That's one thing I like about this coach. Got to get Connor going still. Still waiting for that partner in crime. Who's it going to be? Who's going to be his right-hand man? Might not even be might not even be drafted yet or not signed yet. I think I know of a guy I wish we would sign, but the way he's playing this year, I don't see the Leafs getting rid of him next year.
How about we give Reichel a shot with Nazar?
I think,
Or how does Ball call him? Nazer.
Who?
Doesn't Rick Ball call him
Nazar? Nazer? Frankie? Yeah, I just say Frankie.
Yeah. Why don't we give Reichel a shot?
I like to see Reichel with Bedard. I don't think Bedard is a center right now. I just don't see it. Well, even though you did say the faceoffs were good, yes.
Yeah, interesting. Yesterday, Bedard and Nazar Frankie were both above 50% at the faceoff dot. Last I checked.
I would just like him not to win faceoffs and win. Go back to that. I don't care. I mean, I just don't see him as a center right now. I think Reichel's speed is great, like you heard in the game. The ESPN dude, Reichel has so much speed every time he touched the puck yesterday.
Yeah.
We know. Yeah, we know. He doesn't get to play much, though, because he's on the fourth line here with Patty Maroon. Patty Maroon had him over for Christmas. I don't know if you saw that. It was pretty cool.
I didn't.
Yeah, he went to St. Louis with the Maroon family. They took a cool picture in like a sleigh. Pretty funny. Good on Maroon. That's the lead. That's the stuff that you need. I like that. But he's not a big point guy. He's just a guy throwing his body around and chirping at the other team, and just good guy to be around. And he seems like a good teammate. Better than Brody, that's for sure.
The big rig.
The big rig, and I think what. He's going to get traded at the deadline. Somebody's going to want that type of player in their locker room and on the ice in the playoffs.
I've come to really like him, man.
I think him too.
I think that he's obviously played well with Reichel.
You know where he's going?
Smith. It's too bad Craig Smith is hurt.
Yeah, that chemistry was good, him and Reichel. I think Maroon's going to go back to Tampa at the deadline.
Oh, man.
They love him in Tampa. And I think he loves Tampa, too. And I think he won the 2 cups there with them.
Yeah.
I could really see him going back to that locker room in the playoffs. He's just and I know Coop loves him. He's very valuable for that team.
Man. All right. Well, going forward, I think that we're both pulling for the kids to play. We're heading into January. So about 3 months into the season, there have been some really good pluses, but recently some minuses. And unfortunately, a lot of them started with Seth Jones coming back into the lineup. So let's see how they do tomorrow and on Sunday night and see what they do. So the Red Wings have they fired their coach, Lalonde, hired Todd McClellan, and I believe their first game is tonight, right, Matt?
Oh, they lost last night to the Maple Leafs. Mitch Marner, natural Hattie yesterday, helping me out fantasy. He spoiled his debut.
Wow.
You know what, though? A lot of good things. He won a cup with the Red Wings in 2009, I think.
Who did?
Or no, 2008. Todd McClellan was an assistant coach there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So good things are being said about him. They like him. They're trying to... Kaner even said the team's playing with no pride, and they're just not having fun. They're trying to get back to it. I don't know. I like Todd. I don't know if he would be the right guy for us. No. But maybe a team trying to make that next move to the playoffs, he might be a good fit for those guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Sorensen is good for now because he knows a lot of these kids, and a lot of these kids have played well for him in the AHL. I think he deserves the opportunity, man. I don't think yesterday is this game against Buffalo is really like a good measuring stick for him being a coach because, his first 8 games, they're 500, right? They make a few changes and who knows, he could be over 500. But I think it seems like the team is playing better for him than they were for Richardson.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's too early to even talk about bringing him back or letting him go.
Yeah.
I honestly, if they think they're going to move on from him, I would send him back to Rockford because clearly he's really good with young guys, and the young guys love to play for him. That's a good sign. But so far, you like what you see. I mean, they're competing better, other than last night. This is a big kind of test, this next game for him. He's got like the big stage here, and he's got to really get his guys to come out of the gate hot because there's going to be a lot of adrenaline. You're playing Wrigley. I don't know how many seats they hold there, but it's just an awesome atmosphere. It's a national game. These guys got to come out flying. It's actually probably the biggest game of a lot of these guys, like you said, these young guys, probably the biggest game of their careers because there's a lot of eyes watching. And, Bedard is obviously, the guy everyone wants to see. He's the stud, the next, generational guy, hopefully. But a lot of people are going to zone in on this guy and say, wow, this dude is for real. And Chicago's up and coming, hopefully. But they have to have a strong game, that's for sure. He's got to get him to come out of the gates hot.
Hell's gates are open. Get ready to save humanity in Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred. Continue the saga and carve your own path through Sanctuary's cursed lands with massive updates to character progression, difficulties, and loot systems for powerful demon-slaying action. Unleash fierce skills as you embark on an immersive campaign, tackle new co-op dungeons, and team up with allies using the new Party Finder. Hell awaits you. Save 35% off Diablo 4 and Vessel of Hatred today in the Diablo 4 expansion bundle. Rated M for mature.
Where'd you get those shoes? Easy. They're from DSW. Because DSW has the exact right shoes for whatever you're into right now. Like the sneakers that make office hours feel like happy hour. The boots that turn grocery aisles into runways. And all the styles that show off the many sides of you, from daydreamer to multitasker and everything in between. Because you do it all in really great shoes. Find a shoe for every you at your DSW store or DSW.com.
Parents, did you know that only 50% of U.S. adults are financially literate? Millions of people don't fully understand how to manage money, and it's up to you to not let your kids grow up into that statistic. With Greenlight's educational money app and parent-controlled debit card, you can teach them how to earn, save, and invest wisely. The earlier they learn, the better prepared they'll be to manage their money and build a financially secure life. Give your kids the financial edge they need. Sign up for Greenlight today at greenlight.com/podcast. That's greenlight.com/podcast.
How do you feel about the game moving from January 1st to New Year's Eve?
I don't care as long as it's not raining because that would suck. Snow is awesome. That would be the perfect atmosphere. I've played a lot of pond hockey, and when it snows, it's really fun. Being the goalie, I got my paddle. I could brush the snow away really quick, and I can make a wall behind me. So I got a little more support. I used to do that back in the day. With the snow, I'd put it on the goal line and just in case, like a second. It never worked, but it's just cool being out there. And I wasn't a fan of how they used to do it during the day. Like you got the guys with the eye paint on and stuff. Right. You got to go under the lights. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. Because they're always worrying about the temperature of the ice and that stuff, and it's like,
and the
if
sun
that's
too.
the problem, then you need to do it at night. Then,
and the sun like reflecting in the goalie's eyes and stuff. I understand. Like they try to make it fair. Like the third period, I think the 10-minute mark, the goalies switch again because they're trying to just make it fair for both goalies.
Yeah. Well, it's on New Year's Eve, so I think that's pretty cool, man. Having it on New Year's Eve, you get to get the game in, and then if you're going to be doing some festivities afterwards, you get to go ahead and do that. Something to do on New Year's Eve, because normally on New Year's Day, everyone's kind of just laying around. Well, you're supposed to be just laying around, but
Smashing
I think it
Pumpkins.
works out better.
The Pumpkins are going to be there, I heard, performing.
Really?
That's fine with me. I'm a 90s grunge guy. I love that stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's cool.
He's old though now. It's crazy.
Billy Corgan.
It's crazy to see him. He's old. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always been bald, but
he's always been such a head case though too.
I think he's really mellowed down. It seems
really.
Like. Yeah. He the old stuff's awesome. Some of the new stuff's okay, but I'm a big fan of the old stuff. I used to listen, in the locker room at times when I'd have the radio privileges. I'd have my greatest hits, Smashing Pumpkins, in.
Really?
Yep.
That's so funny because I was always listening to was it Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness?
Yeah. That is that like the 2 CD one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I thought it was a greatest hits. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that was my.
I had that.
It was actually my first concert that I went to.
Nice.
I saw them at the United Center.
That's awesome.
There was a Melancholy Infinite Sadness tour or something like that.
Yep. They were good, man.
Yeah, they were. Grunge. It's so funny. You start mentioning grunge, and I start thinking of like kind of like Pearl Jam a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though Kurt Cobain always used to talk shit about him.
Yeah. I don't know. Nirvana, not even my favorite grunge band. I'm more of I like Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, stuff like that before I would turn on Nirvana. Nirvana is like so overplayed. Like I don't like their hits are good, but I don't really like their other stuff.
Oh man, I love Nirvana.
I like them. Don't get me wrong, but I think Alice in Chains is just better.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, I can't agree with you on that
Staley
one. Man.
Was just a better better writer, better singer. And I forget the name of the guitar player. I think Jerry Cantrell or something. Dude's a beauty.
I liked
even their Unplugged was better, man. On MTV, they had the best Unplugged.
You think so?
Yep.
I thought Nirvana's Unplugged was incredible.
Nope. Rewatch Alice in Chains, way better.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out, man.
Yeah, really good.
Their Nevermind CD, Nirvana's Nevermind CD is one of the best CDs of all time.
Yeah.
Top 10.
No, it's good. Yeah, their hits are good. The radio overplays the shit out of all of them, but
I never listened to the radio.
Me neither, but when there was no XM and you don't have a CD player in your car in high school, it's like, cool, come as you are. Another Teen Spirit, Smells Like Teen Spirit. Again, thanks. I really like these guys.
Yeah,
they don't play Alice in Chains except Rooster and Man in the Box. Do. But if you listen to all the other stuff, it's really good.
I like what was it? Alice in Chains' song. It's like yeah, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's like every Alice in Chains song.
No, even my kids, my boys like that music.
Yeah,
they love Alice in Chains. Yeah,
it's cool, man. It's so funny. That was like such a great time of music.
And hockey.
Like that. And hockey.
Yeah.
Like that late '80s to like 1996 Q101 was really good. And then after I would probably say after like 96, when they started playing more like Incubus and stuff like that. I mean, I like Incubus.
I do too.
I think that they're a good band, but like music completely changed at that point.
Yeah.
Anyways, off of our sidetrack of
Looks
talking
like we got
music.
Tomahawk Grunge edition here.
Maybe we should put out our own list. I absolutely hate the NHL when you play NHL. Like all of the music on there freaking sucks, man.
It's the new stuff. Yeah,
it sucks. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta listen to this. It's so funny because my kid likes some of it, but I'm like, man, this music freaking sucks.
Really bad. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see here. Ovi is back tonight. His first game back. He's on his quest to break Wayne Gretzky's goal scoring title. I think that the injuries are going to start piling up for him, man. I think that father time is with his white hair. It's starting for him, man. And I think that I'm telling you, man, with his grandfather hair,
he just broke his leg and he's back in like 3 days. It seems like.
Hey, I don't know what they've got him on.
He's a Terminator. He's a T-1000, man.
They sent him back to Russia. They gave him like one of those Putin cocktails or something.
They put him in the gulag. Yeah. Cracked the back. Ready to rock.
Ovi's back tonight. We'll see what he does. This day in history, Mario Lemieux comes out of retirement. Can you imagine, man, if Mario Lemieux never got hurt, never had to worry about cancer, man?
We would have been talking Ovi going after Mario's record.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't think so.
I do.
I think that he would be
3 years.
Yeah. I think that he would be a second to Gretzky. I don't think that he would have been. I don't think that he would have been better than him, though.
I know the Brush line was talking to me earlier. He even said that Gretzky would be second place behind Mario.
Mario never had a top statistical season like Gretzky did. I think the most points he ever scored was 160.
I don't know, man. He left, and even when he came back, he was a beast. Can you imagine?
Yeah, he
was.
was.
It was the middle of his prime. I don't know, man. I bet you he would have put up another 3 years. You got to average 50 a year. That's 150 goals. But even his teammate, he left. Jágr left.
Yeah.
Jágr would have been a top player too.
I think that he would have been in the top 3.
Insane. Yeah.
Let me look up Mario Lemieux's stats really quick.
Well, Mario, I went to the game. I was talking to somebody on X earlier. I forget who it was. He said he went to the game 2000, Mario's first game back at the UC. I looked it up, and I think he got 1 point. But, dude, that game was sold out. You could not get a seat. Everybody was there. They wanted to see Super Mario back. And I was there, and I just remember playing in the street before the game. I had a stick, that Nike black and yellow one. I don't know if you remember it.
Oh, yeah.
That beautiful wood Nike stick. And I looked it up today. $700 they want for it on eBay. Yeah. Very sweet stick.
Okay, so hold on. Okay, so you're saying if Mario never got hurt, that we would say 150 goals, right?
I'm saying in that 3-year span, you got to average 50 goals at least.
Okay.
And then another 50 assists. You have to. You have to.
So if he scored another 50 goals, he still wouldn't have broken Gretzky's record.
You never know. You never know.
I'm just saying 150. How about we say 175?
But even when he was, he came back, I think he missed more time. And then
how about this? Let's say 200 goals. Let's say that within those 3 seasons, what's that average? Let me look at that. Hold on.
I have no idea. Gretzky, what is his number? 890?
Hold on. 200 something? Divided by 3. That's 66 goals a season. 66 goals a season. That was in and the most that he ever scored in one season was 70. So
you never know, man. That was his
92,
prime.
93. Okay, so during that time he was scoring 44, 69. Yeah, 69. So let's say 69.
I averaged it low.
Let's say that he scored 69 goals. Okay, for 3 years. But
he still had Jágr with him too, man. It's just a huge. You never know,
right?
And he left in his prime. He was still a beast, and I think his first game back he got 4 points. And I don't know if he won the scoring title, but in that half season he put up unbelievable numbers. Check that 2000 year.
2000 he scored. Let's see.
It was half of a season, I think.
76 points.
How many games played? 40?
43.
That's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
So, you never know. And that Pittsburgh team, and if he still played, can you imagine him? I know he did play with Sid.
199 was his top output.
I don't know. I think.
Look, I'm not saying that his numbers are bad.
No.
I'm saying that his numbers wouldn't have been as good as Gretzky's.
You never know. It's the thing. He left at a time where he was still a beast. Yeah. And if he continued to keep that up, who knows? Jágr might not have even left. That team could have been a powerhouse still. And who knows?
Maybe they could have won 2 more cups.
Maybe they wouldn't have gotten Crosby because of it. Because they probably still would have been, it's just the weird.
And he goes to Edmonton.
You go down the wormhole, whatever they call it.
That's fun, though.
It is.
Wow. Imagine a world where that Jágr and Lemieux stuck around, and Crosby gets drafted by Edmonton.
You're getting some hate right now from the brush line. I'm getting direct text saying he wants to debate you on this so bad. So
really?
We're going to have to set up a date for this.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Mario Lemieux. Obviously, he's a huge Mario Lemieux fan.
I am too. He was awesome.
No, I mean, I'm not saying I don't like the guy. I think that he was incredible. He was one of the best centers of all time.
Yep.
I just don't think that
He saved Pittsburgh. I sacrificed a lot of money to keep that team there, and look at him, 3 cups as an owner or a part owner, whatever. That's incredible, man. And I know it has nothing to do with his play, but I'm telling you, he left at a time where he was still prime Mario.
Right.
So
Mario.
Super Mario. So you never know. We'll never know, but the dude is definitely a top 5 for me, for sure. Player.
Top 3. We can put him in the top 3, can't we? I would say that.
Yeah.
Gretzky, Lemieux.
Yeah. You have to, because all that time, I mean, people always throw Eric Lindros in there too. Oh, all of his concussions. Yeah, you never know. He never played. He never scored 500 goals, and he got in the Hall of Fame. It's crazy to me. How he got in before Roenick is hilarious to me. Same with Paul Kariya. Just crazy.
Yeah. Both of them got assassinated by Scott Stevens.
Great players. Hall of Fame guys? Yeah, eventually maybe. Not before Roenick, though, in my opinion. They didn't win still.
Mogilny.
Yeah, that poor guy's still not even in. And there's a lot of debate on this, and no one knows the real answer. Is it Russian ties or something? Nobody knows. His numbers were incredible.
Yeah, they were. He should have went in
before Roenick.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Before
love JR.
Lindros and Kariya, for sure.
Yep.
Before Shea Weber.
Yeah, Shea Weber got in with Jeremy Roenick. Nothing against him. Having a 105-mile-an-hour slap shot makes him a Hall of Famer. Cool. He didn't do anything else.
What about Al Iafrate? Should he be in the Hall of Fame?
Just for that haircut.
All right. How about USA captain and Team Canada predictions?
For USA, I'm going Matthew Tkachuk, assistant Brady, other assistant. I was on the fence with Larkin, but I think I'm going to give it to Quinn Hughes.
I'm going Quinn Hughes, captain, and I'm going to go with the Tkachuk brothers for both alternates.
Say that again.
Yeah, Tkachuk.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. I think Matthew, he's been in the big game. Won the Cup last year. He even in the Stanley Cup final the year before and lost. He's been in more big games than some of these young guys coming up. Nothing against Matthews. I'm sure he's a good captain there, but I think you need the Tkachuk brothers to be the voices in that locker room for sure.
Hell's gates are open. Get ready to save humanity in Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred. Continue the saga and carve your own path through Sanctuary's cursed lands with massive updates to character progression, difficulties, and loot systems for powerful demon-slaying action. Unleash fierce skills as you embark on an immersive campaign, tackle new co-op dungeons, and team up with allies using the new Party Finder. Hell awaits you. Save 35% off Diablo 4 and Vessel of Hatred today in the Diablo 4 expansion bundle. Rated M for mature.
Did you know adults with financial literacy skills have 82% more wealth than those who don't? From swimming lessons to piano classes, as parents, we invest in so many things to enrich our kids' lives. But how much are we investing in their future financial success? With Greenlight, you can teach your kids essential skills like earning, saving, and investing, giving them the tools for financial confidence. This investment costs less than an after-school treat at Starbucks. Start prioritizing their financial education today with Greenlight. Invest in their future at greenlight.com/podcast.
Where'd you get those shoes? Easy. They're from DSW. Because DSW has the exact right shoes for whatever you're into right now. Like the sneakers that make office hours feel like happy hour. The boots that turn grocery aisles into runways. And all the styles that show off the many sides of you. From daydreamer to multitasker and everything in between. Because you do it all in really great shoes. Find a shoe for every you at your DSW store or dsw.com.
I wonder if I can send an invite to the brush line.
Oh, I'm going to have to sit on the sidelines with this one.
I don't know if I can. I can. Invite. Share a link. Send them a message.
He's
Tell
listening.
them I want to share a link with them.
All right, link on your way there, bud.
What's his email?
All right, he's going to give it to me. Hold on. So who do you got for Team Canada? This should be a simple one.
Oh, I've got I got, sorry, I've got Crosby and probably McDavid and McKinnon as alternates.
Probably my same picks, too. I think you can't. Sid is the guy. He's Captain Canada for sure.
Yeah.
McDavid, yeah. Stud. McKinnon, he's won a cup. He's been there. Definitely think Sid is the guy everyone's going to listen to, though, when it's crunch time, when they're down to the U.S. in the gold medal game.
Yeah, and I don't think he has that high-pitched voice that Connor McDavid has. I want more out of you. Come on.
Well, who you got in net? Is it Binnington?
I'm like, is this my mom? Is this my mom yelling at me in the freaking locker room?
You can't. That dude gave everything.
He did. Absolutely.
I can't.
I did. Yeah. And you know what, man? Like that, speech, the only thing that I have to say about that is that as management, if I was the owner of the team, I would be like, the management is failing this freaking kid. This guy is playing for everything that he has, and this front office is failing this generational talent. They've been failing him for years.
Yep. Good luck. They just brought in Bowman. I don't know what they're going to do.
It got worse.
He lost 2 good guys to offer sheets. St. Louis nabbed him, and good luck, kid. Hopefully
and that's right as you walk through the door.
Will he win a cup with the Oilers? I don't think so. I think he will be a Stanley Cup champion one day, but not as an Oiler captain. I don't see it happening.
Man. Something I wanted to bring up to you about is the situation in Colorado with their freaking captain that I hate. Gabriel Landeskog.
Yeah, you hate that guy.
I do, man. He's one of the most overrated players in the history of the NHL. But this dude hasn't played a game in 2 freaking years.
2 years, yeah.
How do you have a captain out and he hasn't played in 2 years? How can he keep his letter? He's not with the team. Nothing, man.
I don't know. It's a weird one because he signed that extension after they won. I think it's $8 million, right?
Yeah.
They let guys go because of him.
Kemper.
No, Grubauer.
Oh, Grubauer, yeah. Grubauer.
But, this was the year before. They thought Colorado was going to make some noise. They couldn't afford to pay guys. It's a good question. Something I really haven't thought about until right now. Yeah, 2 years is a long time. Makar or McKinnon's got to have that C by now. I don't understand that one. I'm sure he's on long-term IR. But
yeah.
What are they going to do? Bring him back in the playoffs? Like Tampa was doing with Kucherov with his injury and Mark
Stone? It would be 2 years at that point. I think it's been 18 months. So essentially he had the cartilage replaced in his knee. And
yeah, I don't know, man.
And he's trying, apparently, he's trying to come back from this. But as an organization and as a team, how do you, as an organization, I would say, okay, I want to take care of this player's health. I want to make sure this guy, comes back. But you're not the captain of the team, man. You're not out there with these guys.
Yeah, I'm sure, there's a guy they rally around. I'm sure it's McKinnon.
Yeah.
Makar probably. And it's been a weird one, a weird couple months with Colorado, even with the goaltending, which I respect. I mean, that was the weakest part of their team, and they upgraded big time. Wedgwood's a good backup. Then to get Mackenzie Blackwood and sign him to a 5-year extension.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the money was, but they really believe in this guy. And you know what? He is a good goalie. I've watched some Sharks games. This dude was standing on his head at times when there was nobody on that team. They're way better this year. But Mackenzie Blackwood was probably the best player on their team last year.
Right.
And I think he's 4-1 with Colorado. And
wow,
that's a good pickup for them guys. I really like that move. But then you look back maybe we should move Landeskog. That's an $8 million cap hit we're going to open. They got to pay Mikko Rantanen. I think he's a UFA next year. Him and Mitch Marner. So,
Mitch Marner, hold on. Rantanen and Makar's, his contract's coming up in 2 years.
He's not going anywhere. He's the best
no.
defenseman in the league. Him and Quinn. They're gonna pay him before Rantanen, which is a shame because Rantanen is almost like a Draisaitl to, McDavid in Colorado for McKinnon. Do
you think that he's like Kadri? Like if he goes somewhere else, he's not scoring 40 goals?
No, I think Rantanen is a really good player that is just behind guys like Makar and McKinnon. It's like Draisaitl. Like, yeah, I know I'm a pretty good player. I'm elite, but the best player is on my team, and he's not going to get that same spotlight. But you look at the top 10 stats every season, Rantanen's right there, man. He's a good player.
Yeah, he is.
And, as a Hawks fan, you got to hope like, hey, maybe this guy makes it to July 1st unsigned and we can throw the bank at him. And then, you're taking care of your generational talent, getting him good support with Bedard. That's a guy you'd like to play with, for sure.
We got to be real careful who we throw the bank at, man, because, for instance, when we threw it at Hossa, that was a great move, man. And
that wasn't really throwing the bank, though.
Well, we gave him a lot of money.
But his hit was so fair.
It was because, but I mean,
that illegal
they threw
contract,
a lot of money
yeah,
at
it didn't kill you. Like it would, like the Seth Jones might kill you. Eventually, it will kill you.
Do you think that by the time it gets to that point, I would think that they would buy him out?
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. If you could find someone to take half the salary and cough up a good player to get rid of him, you got to do it. You have to, because you're going to have to pay guys. I would absolutely throw the bank at Mitch Marner, though. I'd give him big bucks. Dude, he is on another level this season. I watched that game last night. He looked incredible. His shot even looks good. We know he could pass. He's one of the best playmakers in the league, but I think he's a generational talent, too. Yeah, he's small, fast, good defensively, too. He's a Selke nominee.
Apparently.
Well, it's different. It's not the days of Bergeron, Taves, and the Dirk Grahams of the world, of Troy Murrays. Those guys, they're not really...
Kessler.
They're gone. Yeah, they're gone. It's just like, he's got a good plus minus. He's good two ways. That's what they do. It's like the Norris now. Oh, he's such a good defenseman. Yeah, he's got 95 points. He's a really good defenseman. That's all it is. It's points. So, but I would absolutely throw the bank at him and probably write a good check for Rantanen too if he's available.
Yeah, I don't think that I would throw the bank at Rantanen, but I would give him, I would offer him a good contract. What do you think? Because Bedard is up to negotiate his contract at the end of this season. What would you offer him, or what do you think he asked for?
So I think legally we could give him an extension July 1st, correct?
Right.
So I don't know if his agent is going to advise him to do that, because what if he goes off? Say he just goes on a scoring tear. But you could pray it's like a 9x8 or an 8x8, something like that. Hopefully, it would be a team-friendly deal if he doesn't go double digits. But he probably will maybe hit 10 or 11. But you can hope for that Jack Hughes-like deal, because that's a great deal.
So I think that he's going to go the Auston Matthews route, and he's going to say, this is what I'm going to do. I want a 4-year deal, and then we'll renegotiate when that time comes up. If this team isn't in a place where I want it to be, or I think that it's headed in the right direction, I'm out of here.
That's scary, man. I don't
like
that.
It is because he puts all of the pressure on Bowman at that point. Yeah, sure, he has to produce.
Bowman.
So it is up to him to say, okay, I have to put up big numbers. So that, say he's putting up 40 goals and 70 assists a season, okay? At that point, Davidson is like, I have to do everything that I can to make sure that this kid stays.
I like that.
But
yeah.
On his end, on Bedard's end, he's like, hey, look, I did everything that I said here. I should be paid $14 million a year. I'm getting 10. Are you going to pay me, or am I going to go somewhere else? If they have won a Stanley Cup, or they have made the playoffs within that amount of time, we're talking about 5 years' time. he could say, okay, if you need a little bit more time, fine. I'll sign another 4-year deal at 12 at that point. Or he can say, I want to get paid.
Some guys like the term. They like the security too. He might say, hey, give me 8. I love it here,
Yeah, but he's not like say like a Nazem Kadri who knows that he's never going to score 40 goals in a season again after he leaves Colorado.
He's just cashing
and he's looking for term and he's looking for money. Bedard knows, like, I've always been a great player. I've always played with guys older than me, and I'm just going to get better. I know that that the money will always be there. I'm going to go for less term because I can ask for more money after each 4 years.
A lot of guys, I think Stamkos did that too.
Okay.
He took a short deal after his entry. I think it was like a 4 or 5 year deal or whatever, and then he got paid again. And then they let him go this year, but yeah, Matthews, I believe, took the $13 million for 4 years, right? Something like that.
$13 million for 4 years. 13.5 a year. I think it came out to $54 million for 4 years.
Yes, I mean, I the fan in me wants him to sign the 8-year deal,
right?
But if I'm him, I kind of like your idea too. Like, here, I'm doing my job. You do your job. Stop signing 4th-line players for mentorship. I need help.
I need help scoring.
Yeah, I need help.
I don't need somebody to be my friend in the locker room. I'm going on my 2nd year.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's time that shit has to stop. Now we need guys like the Teuvo signing was kind of, okay, this is a top 6 guy maybe. Bertuzzi's a kind of a gritty dude, but he's not a Mitch Marner. He's not a Mikko Rantanen. But those guys don't come along. I mean, the cap's going to be going up. They might be able to afford them. So if these guys make it to the July 1st, you got to make some calls. Absolutely. You got to push. Hey, come play with Connor Bedard. The kid's incredible. You'll get incredible. You're going to get paid. It's an original 6-town. He's got to do a better job with that. Davidson's got to be busy this summer, in my opinion, especially with cap space.
He's on pace to be a point per player person playing with 4th liners.
Yeah. And he has a little slump going, and he's still doing fine. It's not like he's like, he'll go on a slump, but then he'll get 4 points in the next 2 games. So it's like an 8, it kind of makes up for it, he'll make it up with the games that he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So interesting.
So you mentioned something about Fedorov, man, back in the day, Tomahawk vintage hockey talk time.
Yeah. So there was like rumors of him being the next coach in Detroit, Sergei Fedorov.
Really?
Yeah. Stevie Y's close with him still, and he's had a very successful run in the KHL.
Yeah.
He was like the pioneer of overtime hockey, pulling the goalie after you win the faceoff, which I think is ballsy as hell. I love it.
It is.
You win that first faceoff, goalie flies to the bench, 5-on-3 or 4-on-3. And you could play keep away the whole time. And you just wait for that right moment to strike. I've seen it on X clips. Like last year, his team just getting that faceoff, controlling the whole overtime, winning the game. Other team doesn't even touch the puck. I love that. It's like thinking outside the box coaching. But I've also heard there's bad blood with the ownership. I'm blanking on it. Was the Ilitch family?
Ilitch?
Yeah. Something I didn't know. I didn't know Sergei Fedorov signed an offer sheet with the Carolina Hurricanes. This was, I think, before '97, and obviously it fell through or whatever. But that really hurt the ownership's feelings, I guess. And
really?
Obviously, it didn't happen. They signed McClellan, but I thought for sure, hey, we're bringing Sergei back and we're getting the band back together. You got Nick Lindstrom in the front office, Stevie Y. You got freaking Darren McCarty on the TV, Chris Osgood. Like the whole gang's back,
Yeah.
But didn't happen. But I did a little, I asked some people on X and they're like, oh yeah, it's a known thing and something like I never even heard of. I never heard of that offer sheet or anything like that. But pretty crazy because Chelly even said he doesn't understand why Sergei Fedorov's 91 isn't in the rafters, and that could be the reason. So
it should be.
Oh God, he's incredible. Scored 5 goals in one game.
He's one of the best Red Wings ever.
Yeah, I mean, solid. I mean, you know you're so good when you can play defense later in your career and be a good defenseman. That's insane to me. Doesn't get talked about enough.
I got a question for you. You're making a team. You got 2 players left. Who do you pick? Sergei Fedorov or Alex Ovechkin?
Sergei Fedorov.
Yeah.
For the two-way aspect of him shutting down guys and scoring big goals. Nothing against Ovi. I love him. But if Sergei Fedorov's playing against Ovi, I don't think Ovi's going to get any shots.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because they won't have the puck.
They won't have the puck at all, and he'll be chasing him all day.
Yep.
And, you know, Fedorov was such a good player, man. I wish that, you know, like kids that are young these days that are watching hockey could have watched him play, or just how good he was.
There was all those 90s Russian guys. The Russian Five, great documentary. I don't know if you've seen that. Pavel Bure, incredible. The Russian Rocket. Watch his highlight reels. You think
Mogilny and Fedorov and Bure played together in Russia. They formed the Russian Rocket line.
You can even
all of them
talk about
all of them
Datsyuk,
had
all
of them had boosters attached to their freaking skates.
Just incredible athletes, and they get so much hate because of what's going on in the world. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Dominik Hasek is like
he's pushing that agenda, man. He's leading that war.
I do not get it, man. It's like, calm down, dude. They're just playing hockey, They're trying to make it big like you did, So
yeah.
But even Datsyuk, man, good player, good stick handler, good Selke-like guy. Detroit's had some good Russians. The Hawks have never had that powerhouse Russian guy that every team seems to
Krasov was
find.
Our powerhouse Russian.
Sergey, freeze my ass off. Yeah. Oh, God. Well, he scored a big goal against Patrick Waugh. You got to give him that.
Yeah.
Big OT moment goal for him.
We got to put that 25 in the rafters.
Oh, Jesus. I've heard some things about him that I shouldn't talk about because I work with this guy who's really close to him. He's I think it was actually in Indiana. There's a big marina out that way, right on the border.
Yeah. And
Sergey used to have boat parties there, and he goes, they were very questionable parties, but he said he was an awesome guy. So dude, I put out a tweet earlier. I'm going to see if you can guess this Blackhawk. He spent, let me see here. He spent his whole career with the Hawks. He was a former All-Star MVP. He was a 3-time 30-goal scorer, a 5-time 20-goal scorer. His last year was the 04 season. Whole career, he started off in 1995. His last season, he played one game, the home opener. I'm sorry, in 06 after the lockout. So
Eric Daze.
So listen to this, dude. 96.
You put me on the spot, man.
96, 30 goals. 97, 31. 2000, the year they made the playoffs with Amani Zhamnov.
Yeah.
38. Those are good goal numbers for
they are.
That era.
That was the dead puck era,
for a Blackhawk to get that.
Yeah.
Tony was putting up good numbers too, but I was talking to a guy, I'm like, man, what could have been if he didn't get like those bad back spasm? I think he got bad back injuries. If he was in the new era of like, the Crosby Ovechkin era, we'll call it, I think he could have been a powerhouse forward. Like
I think
big
so too.
Guy, not getting bumped around as much.
He was good on his skates.
Him
he had
and
a good
Kane
shot
together, if he made it that long, that would have been interesting. Even Taves, that power forward like guy. Such
he
a
would
long
have been
time
old by then, though.
Yeah, he was a big dude, and
he was.
I found it amazing. Like, wow, this guy scored 30 goals 4 times in an era where the Hawks sucked. We were bad.
Yeah, we did.
But he was a good player. Good player back in the day.
Man, that came out of nowhere.
I know. I don't know how I found it. I just came across. I saw number 55, and I'm like, Ben Eager. I'm like, no, it's Eric Daze.
No, it's
wow.
Eric Daze. Put that in the Raptors right next to Kriva Krasov and Patrick Poulin.
Even this, man. Before Kane and Taves, you go to SportsMart, Sports Authority. The only Hawks jersey they sold was the number 55 Eric Daze.
Yeah.
Because Tony and Jaminoff were traded.
Yeah.
He was the guy.
Can you believe that, man?
Yep.
Man, what a time.
Crazy.
Well, all right, everybody. That's all that we got for you this week. We had a really great time. Shoot us a message on X if you want to jump on. Hey, did Brushline ever get back to you?
Yeah, he said he's too tired to argue with you today.
Okay.
So he's pretty much saying he's a pussy.
All right, Brushline. We'll do it next time. All right, everybody. You guys take it easy. Hit us up on Twitter if you want to talk. Jump on, or if you want to send us a message. We'll catch you on the next one. This is Tomahawk, and we're out of here.
Hell's gates are open. Get ready to save humanity in Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred. Continue the saga and carve your own path through Sanctuary's cursed lands with massive updates to character progression, difficulties, and loot systems for powerful demon-slaying action. Unleash fierce skills as you embark on an immersive campaign, tackle new co-op dungeons, and team up with allies using the new Party Finder. Hell awaits you. Save 35% off Diablo 4 and Vessel of Hatred today in the Diablo 4 expansion bundle. Rated M for mature.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely, and parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Sign up for Greenlight today at greenlight.com/podcast.
Hey everybody, I'm Trevor Sikkema, host of the PFF NFL show, here to tell you what you can find on all of our shows throughout the week. On Mondays, we have the Grade Release Show, where myself and Dalton Washman break down every single game that you just saw in the NFL. On Tuesdays, we have the Quarterback Breakdown with Seth Galina. On Wednesdays, we've got the Rookie Review with John Ledyard and the preview for the upcoming week in the NFL. So make sure you are subscribed to the PFF NFL show wherever you get your podcasts.
Happy holidays! Want to give your host a gift? Consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing the show this holiday season. It really helps the show grow. From all of us at Believe, have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and a Happy Holiday.